Hey, hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how we install this beautiful storm door. This is going to be a step-by-step how to install a storm door. This particular storm door is a 36-inch wide by 80 inches tall. I'm going to go through real quick and make sure that we have everything that we need to install the storm door, including our handle, which is sold separately. There are some things hidden underneath the cardboard, so make sure that you grab everything, including the instructions, because in the instruction bag, there's also some things that we're going to install. Now, this door can be hung on either the left hinge or right hinge. And because of our door, we want to do the left hinge. If you want to do the right hinge directions are on the other side. So we're going to get the measuring tape and we're going to check this out. We're 80 inches by 35 and 7/8. We do not need any shims. You possibly need shims, so go ahead and follow the directions when it comes to the shims. Now it's time to install the hinges. I unfortunately don't have any place to set it up like it shows in the instructions. So what I did is I laid it on its side, making sure that the inside is facing me, the outside is the other side. I'm going to line up the hinges, and with the screw provided, I am going to put it in the very top hole. And that is the guide hole that is going to be used, so the rest of the hinges are in the correct place. No pilot holes are needed because we are provided with self-tapping screws. Just screw it in with a regular screwdriver. And since this door can be used as a right hinge or a left hinge, we're going to cover up a hole that we don't need. Next is the storm door expander. In case you need to make the door a little bit longer, well, we got the expander here. There's a little rubber thing that we need to slide in, and it can get stuck. So what I did is I put a little bit of soap, and I soaped up the entire track. And with one hand, I'm sliding it in and recording with the other. So it's really not that difficult when you have the soap. That was pretty easy with that soap. And now we're going to trim both sides. It cuts very easy with the scissors. And now with a pair of pliers, we're going to crimp it so the thing doesn't slide out. Not a lot of pressure, just a little crimp. And now we're going to put it on the bottom of the door. It only fits one way correctly, and it slides in quite easy. And now we're going to hang the door. So we're going to take this template, we're going to put up against the door, we're going to screw in this little screw in bag A, and then once we get the screw in, we're going to discard this piece. So we're going to put it all the way up against the top of the frame, and then with this screw provided, we're going to go straight in, leaving about 1/8 inch. And then this thing will just pop off. And then discard. And now it's time to hang the storm door to the frame. But first, we're going to put a little expander on this side. When you look at the bag, you'll see these two little things. One of them has an L for left, and the other one's R for right. Depending on what side you are hanging, we're going to be hanging this on the left side, so we got the L for left, and this is what expands out longer to make your door longer if necessary. Now we're going to hang the door on that little screw that we just screwed in for the template. Top one's going to slide on there. I did not find it very difficult. So after I hung that top screw, and once that's in place, you're going to grab another screw and you're going to go from the bottom up to the second hinge, and there's a hole there, And that's where you're going to put your second screw. Once that second screw is in, now you can put the rest of the screws in. On the inside and the outside. So that side is done. And now we're going to install the drip cap. But we got to insert this first. This is what helps close the door once we're finished. Everything is in bag E. This is the thing that we need to install. It goes in your drip cap. Orientate yourself so you can see it at this particular angle. There's a little arrow. Make sure that you put the arrow in the correct side. Press the little clip on the side and it'll slide in. Now we're going to take these 4 screws, they're the long ones, and we're going to use these in the very top. Make sure you grab the right screws. We don't want to put smaller ones in because this is where all the pressure is going to be when the door is shutting. Over here on the left hand side, you got to put that behind that metal piece that we just screwed in. Now we're going to screw in the top. And now we're going to install the latch rail. We're going to be using the right hand side now and slide that on the very bottom. Once again, if you need to make your door bigger, you extend that out. And now for the installation of it, we're going to actually do a dry run. Before we screw anything in, we're just going to set it to the side, making sure that it fits correctly. Goes all the way to the top and to the bottom. Then we're going to close the door to make sure that nothing scrapes. Once we see that it fits perfectly, we're going to open up the door, and now we're going to screw it in correctly. Our door is 80 inches, so we do not need to expand it out on either side. And now it's time to put on the door handle. If you are doing a left hinge, which I'm doing, you have to make one small modification. We're going to have to unscrew this, and we're going to turn this one piece around. If you are going to be using a right hinge, don't worry about this particular step. But unfortunately, there is no instructions for this. With the latch plate up, we're just going to turn this around. And we're going to put the face back on and screw it down. You'll see that there is an up arrow, but don't install it right now. Be very careful on the inside of this because it's sharp as a razor blade. And now it's time to make holes for your handle, but don't worry, we have this little gray template, and this gray template is going to fit right over this hole here, and there's a little notch so you know exactly where to put it. Now this template is made for many different door handles. So what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we only drill out the holes that we need. So we're going to be taking out our handle and we're going to look to see which hole we need. And then we're going to use a Sharpie and we're just going to tag that hole. So we're going to have 4 holes that we're going to be drilling through, and they're really not that difficult to drill through.
Took you longer to get your glasses.
All right. See, not as bad as you thought. So now we're going to take off the template, and it's very possible that the holes are very sharp, so be very careful with your fingers. So this piece slides on first through the bottom, and then it's screwed at the top. Line up your door handle. Should be screws on the top and the bottom. Screw those in. Figure out which way that your handles are going to go. One of them has a very small Allen key screw, and that's the inside. Once you place them together, take your little Allen key and tighten up that little Allen key screw. Remember, that is your inside. Now we're going to be adjusting the bottom of the storm door using the storm door expander.
Slide rail extender to seal. Screw.
With this, you can adjust the bottom of the door to make sure that it seals correctly. Mine is all the way up, so I'm just installing the 2 screws. Now I'm putting on the strike plate. Now it's time to install the closer. All we're going to do is we're going to put this into here at this angle. We're going to use this screw, and we're going to tighten that down with the Allen wrench, making sure that is tight. Now we're going to move this over to this side, and we're going to put this little pin in to lock it. Now we're going to take that closer, and we're going to install it on the top of the door. You might need a stool. You're going to use the hole closest to the hinge. You're going to set it down, and the screws that you screw in are already in it. Screw in the top 2 screws. And now we're going to take this and we're going to move that little piece over as we're shutting the door, and we're going to connect the 2. Using the screw provided and the Allen wrench, screw it into place. Take that little lock pin out, and now your door will shut. So cool. Now we have the bag C, and we're going to use these 2 screws to screw the underside of the rail. Now we're going to take the screw covers, those big long white strips, and we're going to cover up the screws. We're going to start from the outside, and then we're going to push and click to the inside. They're made for different sizes, so go all the way down, figure out where the bottom is, and then just clip. And of course, we're going to do the same to the right side. You might have to go over it a couple times to make sure it's clipped in. And of course, we're going to do the same to the other side here. Clip the bottom. And now the top. The top is a little bit different. We want to put the bottom in first and push up to click it into place. That worked that worked the best for me. Boom. The door is finished. Happy wife, happy life. Hope this video helped you guys. If it did, leave me a comment down below. Give me thumbs up. And don't forget to remove this little piece here before you slide the new storm door down. This is one of the coolest features that I like about this. Is you slide the window down, and there's the screen. You slide the window back up, the screen rolls up. Who came up with this? This is so awesome. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.